I'm talking about the CLI, and I follow the recommendation of my 3 boys to do it with Lego. It's for them very important, so they help me about a bit with the slide. So applause to him. Okay, yeah, Angular CLI. But first, yeah, that's me. My Twitter handle, I'm a consultant and trainer in Germany, Hamburg. I have a blog, and of course, I'm on GitHub. And yeah, I do a lot of community stuff. So, what's up? Yeah, I run the Angular Hamburg meetup in Hamburg, yeah, for sure. And I'm also a team member of Angular JSDE. We are doing some workshops and trainings and articles and stuff in the German-speaking area. So maybe you know it. Yeah. But first, who knows or who uses Angular CLI? Oh, great. Great. So, it's a little story. There's no technical information in the slides, just a story. Yeah, somewhere in the city. We know this. Who is involved in the interview process of a firm, of the company to hire new persons? Maybe you find yourself in these slides. Yeah, these are 2. So, yeah, this is Mary. Keep in mind the name. And yeah, and this is the HR manager, Peter. Peter, Mary. And they had just an interview with a guy, Paul. Peter, Paul, and Mary. So, yeah, and Peter is very impressed of Paul, because he is able to set up a project in seconds. Yeah, and Mary, okay, yeah, that's great. But what's about the environment? Yeah, it's included. Okay. So they are going for lunch, whatever. And yeah, but did he follow the style guide? Big question. Sure. And he even write tests. Oh, who of you write tests? Seriously. Great. Yeah. Also. And then, yeah, at the end of the day, for the customer, only files, not only, but file sale matters, right? Yeah, I heard it right, okay. Yes, but Paul knows how to AOT and tree shake. Yeah, that's great. So, yeah, she's deep impressed. My son said, yeah, she's fell in love a bit. So, yeah, we should hire him. And I think she agreed. Yeah, she's very in love with him. So, yeah. And she wondering, hey, how can he manage all this? Big question. Oh yeah, he uses this epic tool called Angular CLI. And she what? What? How? Where? What's Angular CLI? So, I have this little tutorial. First of all, you have to install it. You need Node. Everything you want to do in front end, you need Node. So, npm install globally the CLI. He did. Then you can generate a new project just by ng new, and the project name and some parameters I talk about later. Yeah, you do also. And then next, you see the individual project you just created. Yeah, he did. And then you just do ng serve to start development. So it kicks up a development server and with live reload, and you can start programming. And yeah, I stay there. You can take pictures. You can start programming, and the live reload server is live reloading. Okay, it says every time you save a file. So that's the way heroes are born. So let's have a look how it works. So I said no technical stuff in my slides. So I have to do this. So all I did was, so I have to turn around. This is how I created a project. I did ng new, the name, ngnl demo. It's a bit weird, the name. So this with some name and dash routing. This creates you a new project with a router config. So let's have a look in our project. This is my app. It's here located here. And we have this routing file. It's a own module for sure. And we have an app component and an app module. You know it from Angular. It's just Angular. So, but it's registers everything you need, and you are fine and able to start. Okay, we have to. It's fine, kind of difficult. Okay. So I'm in this ng and top. So that's how I kick off my server and my development process. So I have to wait for, yeah, it took the time while live, yeah. So he do lots of things, compiling and so on. So stuff you don't have to keep in mind is the Angular CLI all doing for you. But what's behind Angular CLI? CLI uses Webpack for compiling, for bundling, and so. And it uses some very common stuff like Karma, Jasmine for testing, and Protector for end-to-end testing. And for sure, TypeScript. Yeah. So now I should be able to kick off my site. Yeah, and I'm done. So that's it. Now I'm able to start programming. So let's have a look at my. Let's increase it a bit. So if I now change something in my file, one is not enough, and save it, the process is compiled, kicks off, and my changes are in the front end. So yeah, that's cool. But that's not enough. So we can generate items like components, pipes, services, and directives. And I don't have to keep in mind to import it or declare it in the module. The CLI do it for me. So let's have a look how this works. So I say, to generate a new item, it follows also the same way. I say ng to call the CLI, G for generate, and then I say the blueprint I want to generate. For example, component. I hope I have no typo. Yeah, and then I say a name for it. Maybe hi NL. Oh yeah. So there's my typo. I'm done for today. So I have enough linter in front of me. Thank you. So now you can see it creates me a CSS file, a HTML file, a spec file, and a TS file, and it updates my module. That means it declares my component in my module. Okay, I can tell you in many things, but I have to show you so you can believe it. So here's my HiNL component. So I don't have to keep in mind to declare it in my component, in my module. The CLI do it for me. Okay, but as we heard in the keynotes before, we have to compose our application in several modules and module in module and components and so on. Yeah, I can also create a new module. So as I said, I add the dash routing for my new module, new application. So it generates for me a routing module. So I can generate a new module in my application, also with dash routing. So ng g. Another typo? Oh well. So, but this is no. So what is happening here? I say, please generate me a new module in my application, and it creates me a new module, and it creates me a new routing in my module. So let's have a look what's happened. I have this foo module with the module and with the routing module. And this time it's for child. So I don't have to keep in mind where I am. The CLI knows, okay, I'm a child module, so the routing is not for root, it's for child. And so I can stack my components and my routes and also all this stuff. But what's about my module here? So the module is not imported at the time. I have to do it by myself. Maybe I want to do it per lazy loading. So this way it don't import it. So let's have what is the sorry, worker? I failed. Okay. I have to. Have to restart the process. Sometimes the web server from the CLI, from the web app, is freaking a bit. If the issue is, if the bug is too big, he stops working. But, okay, what's happened? Help! Oh, I moved one? Okay. Oh yeah, thank you. So this time. Thank you. Oh, it was stuck on my cursor. So my map is working, and so I generated a module and a module in my application, so a child module. And then I can compose them, and so I have to import them, for sure. It's hard to do it this way. Phew. So it's now I imported my module and everything is done. And I now can define my routes and so on. But there's some very cool features coming up, or actually is there. Maybe figure out, you have to have a dev environment and you have a test environment where you send your application or where you deploy your application for testing, for QA. The CLI provides you a mechanism it calls environment. And in this, you can say, okay, if I deploy to this environment, please take this stuff, whatever. I show you. It's a bit complicated to explain, but it's not really. So I have this environment I declared, the prod and the dev environment. So I can declare there as much environments I want to. So maybe I want to have a environment like, okay, so this one, I name it blue. It's my favorite. And, oh, wait, it's too fast. I am there, comma, yes, it's hard to, blue. So, I declared a new environment, so I can deploy to a blue environment, whatever it is. And then I have to go to my environments folder, it's here, look at it there, and I have to declare a new file, generate a new file, like this. So, and there I have to take this production key, which switched the application to production mode or not, and now I can declare several variables. Maybe I can declare here my variables where my REST server is for services. Maybe you have a REST server for deployment and a REST server for testing, and then you have a productive server. You don't want to mess around the database in production for testing. No, you don't. So I can declare here a variable like next. So yeah. So I just declared a const color. Yeah, blue. I think it's not hard to get the point what it is. It's just a color. So, and I have to do it here also. I do it red, just to get in, there is it. And now I can go into my application TS here and get this color from my environment. I just want to help to get the point, okay? So I say color is gleich equals German. So which one is environment? So it's the blue one, okay. So very important is you just import the environment. Yeah? Which environment you want to use is managed by the CLI. I show you how. So just environment. So in the Angular CLI JSON, it says my environment source is, oh, it's hard to see. Is this environment TS. And every time when I say build or serve, it copies the environment I choose and put it into the dist ordner with the name environment TS. So I get only the environment TS in my serving dist, virtual or not. So, so if I now restart my application, is this right? Because we have changes in our Angular CLI JSON, we have to restart our serve. So the project file Angular CLI JSON is not tracked by the change detection. So now I have the color in my component. So let's use it. So I can say something like style font. Is this right? Yeah. So now I just say serve, and it's per default it took the environment TS where I defined the color red. Okay? You agree? Yeah. Okay. So let's check what happens if I choose my blue environment. Big surprise. So this blue is the key I defined in my package, in my Angular CLI JSON as environment. Or not. So now I say, okay, please choose my blue environment. And hopefully, finger crossed, it should kick up my server and okay. So now it took the blue environment. So I hope you get the point. You can define which const you want. So maybe REST server or names or whatever, services. So, but there's another big point coming up. Have you heard about progressive web apps? Who heard about it? Who can create one? Oh, 2, 3. Oh, great. So with the CLI, it is very easy. It's so easy. It's not final yet. This is beta, wow, alpha, I don't know. It's not official documented, but I will spoiler. So you can use an Angular package named Service Worker. I installed it because of performance here and the Wi-Fi. I hope I did. Here, this one. So it's a new package, yeah? You have to install it manually in your CLI. Then you have to go to your Angular CLI JSON, and in this app, you have to define this node, service worker, and set it to true. So now I have a service worker installed in my application. And this is a full working progressive web app. If I now run ng-build, it generates my files and generates a service worker which gets use of all my JS files, and it generates a manifest. Because generating manifest it's at the moment very Stack Overflow driven, from my opinion. If you want to do something like a service worker or like a manifest, you scroll through Stack Overflow and then try and error. Here, you don't have to. You can set this, install this package, set the value, you are done. So it's generated, and now let's have a look. We have this dist ordner, and there we have this where is it? No, sorry, my fault. You have to build it in broad mode. I missed this. This generates after broad mode everything, and CLI and service worker and the manifest. So now, finger crossed. In the test this morning, it worked. Okay. Yeah, I forgot to. No. What have I done? Nothing. Oh, it's very hard to do this way. I forgot this time. The linter cries. Found no color. Yeah, he's right. So again. So now it generates my files and generates a service worker JS. What? Oh, unbelievable. But he said it's done. And there is my manifest. And here is my service worker. And now if we kick off a server, not the CLI serve, because it generates a new, I installed light server. You know it? npm unbelievable. Run light. No. It looks into the dist folder, and we can now 3. So that's my application from this folder. But what I want to show is that I can now switch it to offline. So my service worker is working, it says, and I, fingers crossed. Now if I say F5, reload, it should work already. Oh, that's amazing. So just package and value. And that's the way you can make yourself a hero in your company. Thank you.